All right, welcome to another episode of CAS Minute, where today we are in part 2 of 2 on implementing agile practices in your CAS firm. In the last episode, we walked over what is it, what are the core principles and practices, and what are some of the benefits that you might see if you implement in your CAS practice. Today, we're going to talk about how do we implement this. So when we think about implementing an agile methodology in your CAS practice, first we need to start with assessing the current processes. We need to understand what our existing workflows are in order to identify inefficiencies and areas where this concept can be introduced. So, as part of that assessment, you want to gather input from your team members to understand where pain points are and opportunities for improvement lie. Once you have an idea as to where those pain points are, as we alluded to in the last episode, something like onboarding, you can now identify areas where you can implement the practices of agile methodology. The second part of implementing is looking at training. How do we provide a comprehensive training on these agile methodologies, like looking at sprints, stand-ups, and retros, in order to get the team rallying around a new method of operating? So we then want to encourage the culture of openness to this, to experimentation. We've had a number of episodes on how do you create a culture that allows this to thrive, and where you can empower your team members to embrace change. So you need to set up a training mechanism to allow the team to understand what are these new rhythms, how do we implement them, and what is the intended outcome of implementing this new methodology. The third part of implementing agile methodology is starting small. Let's just take one pilot project, one small project to allow the team to test and refine the approach before implementing this across your firm. So maybe you set this up with a system implementation. Maybe it's something you're very familiar with, a new QuickBooks project, or maybe it's a new spend management tool. By starting small, that allows you to demonstrate the benefits of this methodology to build support and enthusiasm across those key parties in order to roll out more broadly to perhaps your more robust onboarding workflow. The last element is adopting tools to enhance the usage of agile methodology. There's a variety of software tools that help support managing agile practices, such as project management platforms. They help facilitate collaboration, tracking. You can utilize most workflow management systems today in the accounting world to track agile methodology. You can stand up a specific project and have key tasks that align with this new methodology of management. The other thing that you want to think about is making sure that these tools are user-friendly and integrated seamlessly into your existing workflows. Now, you may encounter a degree of resistance because ultimately what we're talking about here is change management. So we need to address resistance by clearly communicating the benefit of what agile methodology may bring to you, and then involve the team members in that transition process to help rally the remaining members of your team to move towards this method. So long as you're able to provide ongoing support and resources to help the team adapt to these new practices, I think you're going to be setting yourself up for success. Now, you also have to retain a degree of flexibility when walking through this change management process. So you're balancing the structure of the system with the openness and flexibility that comes with any change in management methodology. So yes, there are essential processes and controls. There are stand-ups and retros that allow for very strict and measured work styles. But as you transition that work, you need to make sure that you're doing that without stifling creativity, without stifling the resistance that comes with a new structure. So a big part of that is just ensuring that you're consistent in your communication and ensuring that expectations are moving in a way that allows for adaptation to that implementation as you walk through it. So if you've got all of these items in place, assessing the current processes, training the team, starting small with pilot projects, and then adopting tools to help, your challenge in change management is going to be much, much easier. Ensure that you're communicating consistently, and then you've got an environment for check-ins and updates and all key stakeholders to understand the progress and the challenges as part of this implementation. By doing that, you will certainly be able to see a degree of success and improvement when it comes to project management. Hope that's helpful on agile methodology. More on that later. Till next time.